of that. So this video we are trying to bring up is the last video. Please bear with us. It's Nina's still talking about why the indigenous peoples, true Ninas, rejected the 2014 Confab, the so-called national conference. Because when people say national conference, it's important to determine who are the people coming for the national conference. The delegates. If you're going to get delegates based on the 1999 constitution, that is the problem. Those selecting from the states, that is the problem, coming from 1999 constitution. That means you don't even know where we're going. That's not where we're going, because it's simply so we're not going to do that. We'll run through this video. We might not play it to the end. My sister will stop it where she wants to stop it, and then we'll give you the summary. Thank you so much.
With our very first interview on the show this morning, I'm focusing on what Mr. President had to say while addressing Nigerians yesterday at the 53rd anniversary speech, where he talked about the convocation of a national conference. With Victor and I in the studio this morning is one Nigerian who have been a strong advocate of this conference from time immemorial, Mr. Tony Nadi, who is a convener, Movement for New Nigeria, and also the Secretary General for Lower Niger Congress. Thank you, sir, for joining us on the show this morning.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Nadi. You have severally spoken about the convocation of a conference to discuss some of the most burning issues in Nigeria today, and how the decision of the president to raise an advisory committee to set out the modalities and procedures for a national conference. How did that news get to you?
Well, with a measure of relief, I must say, though I consider it a marginal improvement from what the situation demands. You know, a marginal improvement in the sense that all this while they had insisted that sovereignty now vests with the government to decide for us on all kinds of things. And our position had been that if they go to section 14, subsection 2A of the Constitution of Federal Republic, which they are using to manage Nigeria today, they will see the basis of all the argument that sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom government, through this constitution, derives all its powers and authority. There's no other way. They know that that is the truth. Yet, Absalom Abubakar and a chain of other military presidents since 1966 took it upon themselves to usurp the sovereignty of the people and impose the constitution exclusive, to the people. That is to say, they became the sovereigns by stepping into the, almost as if stepping into the shoes of Britain that had governed us for almost 70, 80 years up to that point, to impose a constitution that starts with the preamble, we the people. That is a forgery. That's a sick.
Okay, let me get you correctly now, Mr. Nadi. So you say that
so
this is not necessarily a solution to what we have.
The discussion we are asking for is that originating discussion amongst the ethnic nationalities that the British locked in here and called Nigeria. From that time in 1914 to now, it had not been their decision to be together, and the terms of that decision, of that being together, had always been imposed.
Let's ask you this question, because it's coming at a time where everyone is saying, yes, it is very timely to have a national dialogue.
Yes.
For some people, it's not really whether it's sovereign or not that is the issue. The issue is we have got things to talk about, and there comes a time, thank goodness, the president is talking about it. Some would describe you as a pessimist. Isn't it too early to predict that this might not lead to the outcome we all desire as a people?
I was looking at the terms of reference. The first one must commend the statesman in Mr. President in taking this kind of a decision at this time in the midst of all the noise against it. And I was saying that it's not yet to Uhuru, not near where we will just come to the point where let's hope that this advisory committee, because many of the people on the list are people who have been in and out of the process we had embarked upon for over 15 years, to let Nigerians know that our situation is exactly like the situation of South Africa under apartheid constitution. What we're talking about is that all of what we're lamenting about, if you want to know what we want discussed, for which reason we are saying we have not even started, that preamble to the constitution that says we the people have decided to live here according to this constitution is saying that the Ijaw people have decided to submit their land and their people into a Nigeria. And the terms of that submission is what the constitution is supposed to be discussing. And what we're simply saying is that what happened to the closest example from where everybody can copy, so that we don't get lost in the forest, so that we don't set up a fight that can be avoided.
Okay, now when you talk about the people,
let me learn so that we can get it in perspective. We're not anarchists.
Okay.
I've spent 15 years of my short life to look into all the departments of we've been going all over the place, digging into the archives. I have here the documents of Lugard, by which we were chained into this bad arrangement. We have all the documents they've been trying to hide from us, and we're going to expose it to our people. We already have some advertorials running since last week, and more will come in terms of bulletins. We're saying that we have a situation in our hand that is exactly like the apartheid constitution of South Africa, in which a minority imposed a constitution on the owners of the land, on the majority, and became the new owners of the land for 80 years. It came in 1910 or 1912 and stayed all the way to 1990. And what Mandela and Co, they had a parliament. Why was apartheid constitution changed by anything of the parliament? The government of Frederick de Klerk in 1990 came to the point where, having been resisted on the street enough, announced that the apartheid constitution of South Africa will have to be changed, and that a discussion that will bring a totally new constitution will have to hold.
This is what you want Nigeria to do.
This is the only thing, that's not what I want. This is the only thing that can solve the kind of problem we have.
That is,
and if they do not do that,
question.
If they do not do that, they will be leaving the ethnic nationalities with no option but to exit the union on their own terms.
Now, the question I want to ask you,
yes.
If, for instance, now
yes.
I have reactions from Alhaji Tanko Yakasai,
yes.
Who leads the Nigerian National Summit Group, NNSG,
yes.
saying that this could be Nigeria's last chance.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Beginning now, the present, that Nigerians, if Nigerians fail to present and pursue common good positions, yes. beginning now, but rather delight ourselves in our often vain and bitter debates as to whether or not the National Conference should hold, we'll still have none other to blame when they transform Nigeria, restructured through candid national dialogue shall emerge, without our people having been best represented by the fractiously selfish political class. And that is his reaction. I also have the reaction of the Ohane Zendibo.
Yes.
Are you saying that even the Afenifere that says President Jonathan should be commended, are you saying, don't you think it's too early for you to disregard these efforts?
No,
in as much as the president said, the advisory committee is to set modalities.
Yes.
He hasn't even mentioned the nomenclature of this dialogue.
I agree.
But he has said that, look, Nigerians would expect that people like you and others who have been in the struggle,
yes.
who have been asking for the national conference,
yes.
would at this point close ranks and see how you can, work this out. So don't you think that it's too premature to disregard whatever is being done right now?
Let us use this precious opportunity to explain to our people all over the country what the dialogue should be all about. Our quarrel, if you go to the terms of reference, item 6, as I was looking at it this morning, the item 6 on the thing says all of what there was. If you read it out, it may fit into just read it out, please.
To advise government on legal procedures and options for integrating decisions and outcomes of the National Dialogue Conference into the Constitution and laws of the nation.
That thing, what you just read now, defeats the entire essence of calling any conference, and it tallies with what David Mark was telling us the other day.
How so?
That the conference will hold, but that nobody is going to discuss whether we live together or not live together. And that is the only question 75% of the country wants answered, uninhibited.
No, this 75%.
Let me tell you how I arrived at 75%.
How did you arrive at it?
Tambuwal, Speaker of your House of Representatives, said
My
that
house.
all of the politicians.
Our House of Representatives.
As long as this is the basis of Nigeria, I tell you that more than 3/4 of the people trapped here do not want to have anything to do with that country. If you take a referendum today, that is what you will find. The only people who insist we must keep it, including some people I see on this list. You saw Mabeza and his patriots, how they are talking about Nigerianism. That is, they do not imagine that it is possible for anybody to say he will not be in Nigeria. They say nobody has a right to suggest that there will be no Nigeria. Whereas, unless we go to agree on the basis of submitting our lands into a new union, the fraud that Lugard put in place in 1914, and we have evidence of it, has come to an end. It will expire naturally 31st December 2013. That is the full 100 years. The current fraud of 1999, in which Absalam Abubakar and his confederates in the PRC made a constitution and lied that we the people made it, renders this entire document.
Okay,
so
Mr. Nadi,
if we are sitting on a
tell us how Nigeria you plan to achieve what you are saying. Okay, tell us how you plan to achieve what you are saying, because what you are asking, hold on one minute, is that this constitution should not be. And you expect that a total overhaul. Let me finish. You want a total overhaul of this constitution, and you liken it to the South African appetite. Okay, tell us the process to get into what you are saying, because the president also, do not forget, assumed office, or all the people you expect to do something about it, assumed office based on this document. So what is your practical step to getting this done?
South Africa in 1990 came to this bus stop where we have just arrived. The sitting government that was elected, and there was a parliament, Frederick de Klerk, he now, for the first time up to that time, accepted that the apartheid constitution could no longer be the basis of the South African society, because it was imposed by a white minority to take the lands and the rights of the blacks. And that is exactly what we have here. The Ijaw lost their land and their oil and gas to Nigeria because some military president under Gowon seized it by decree. The Lagos port belonged to Lagos people. Nigeria takes more than 2 trillion naira from this port every year, but from independence to date, not one controller general of custom of Yoruba origin. And therefore, if Gani Adams now says, how did we come to this? And he pick up arms, the discussion that should be holding is one in which the government of the day will have to accept that this apartheid constitution can no longer be the basis of Nigeria. We are not anarchists. In the suit we filed in 2007 against the constitution, we asked the court to give an order that will compel them within a period of 18 months to remain in office and work out that discussion that will lead to a new constitution. That's not too much to ask for, because South Africa did it. They accepted that the apartheid constitution had to go, and they called everybody.
Now, let me relying on them to work out a new constitution.
No, they are not saying so. In that terms of reference, they say how to incorporate whatever.
No, I'm asking you how you intend to arrive at a new constitution.
How it will arrive.
Okay, we're gonna play this video. I can't stand to hear these stupid ladies. These are paid agents.
They have to defend themselves. So sometimes that's why when they ask, because if not, they will come for them. They will kind of push it to who is speaking. But basically, people, what we're saying is that if you want to practice a true democracy, demo means people. The people will matter. And when we say people here, it's not the people you're finding in beer parlor and say, you, go and represent anybody you want to represent. That's not how it's done. It's the indigenous people. Because these indigenous peoples are the ones that were colonized. If Nigeria is still a colonized entity. So if we want to decolonize, we must begin with identifying the original owners of these lands, ancestral lands, were colonized and balkanized. So if you want to begin to do good, it's like you enslaved somebody. Somebody say you enslaved me. You're buying me shoe and bag. You say, okay, I know I enslaved you, but take shoe. What's all these designer bags that people are talking about? Louis Vuitton, Chacha Abani,
Fuchi
Mama, all those stuff that they're using to collect your money, buying bags and shoes for you. How has that ended the enslavement? You stole our land. took our properties, our sovereignty, our lives, our destiny, everything, confiscated it, playing jamboree at Abuja. We say we want our people to be set free so that we can go and start the life the way that the God that created us. You say, no, that will never happen because you are carrying a chakabula. No, it's no more business as usual. The world is tired of the number of migrants coming from Nigeria. Everywhere you see them carrying properties at different borders. Please, let me come inside. Where are you from? Nigeria. The world is tired. And the world is standing up to do something. And you see Trump, he will insist that the right thing is done. He's not going to play that game with you people. He's not your usual politician. So we don't have choice anytime at this time. What you need to do is call Nina's team, or rather see this 5-point agenda that is displaying here. This is the agenda. The meeting has started. Is either you are inside the meeting or you're outside. The meeting has started. And all the people that will play the role that they will play, they're already playing it. And we are moving gradually to final, what they call it at, we're going from temporary ground to permanent residence. I can't remember how they say it, you know. So we are moving to the final solution of this whole mess and chaos. Thank you.
Thank you, my sister. Yes, we are definitely moving. We'll post this Nina's agenda. Actually, it's on the Lower Niger Congress. If you go on their Facebook, it's there to get more information about Nina's, because there's a paradigm shift going on and nobody's waiting for you anymore. So you either be part of the process or you will be the process. I can't even see. Oops.
Yes, we want to thank our brother Chuks Nathaniel, and then Ogunremi Olaniyi David. Please keep the comment coming. We say this is interactive. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you. Sorry.
No, that's fine. So yeah, go to ninasvoice.org to be part of this process so that you're not the process. The template has been set, the agenda is there, the whole thing has been streamlined just for you to go in and do your part. And if you're one of those that don't like to read voluminous information, reach out to us, give us a call, send us a message. Actually, let me put a link.
Or go to our channel, and then you see website videos. We've treated all this. You type it, video in YouTube, in Facebook, you will get the details. Some of people that are working today in Nina's, it was from Daughters of Truth that they sat down, because we try to break it down. When Nina's has brought the official document, because Nina has to make it official, we now come and use our local language, English, everything, to break it down for everyone to understand, because we are building a new society. We have started. This is transition. Transition is ongoing. It started already. We're not going back.
Right. So this is the link to join our WhatsApp. We have plenty of them. This is just the one I was quickly able to post.
Yeah.
To join us, this is where we disseminate information through the week and get your hearts ready, your mind ready for what is to come, and also share ongoing information, because things are happening every day. They're not waiting for you.
Yes.
So thank you, brothers and sisters, for joining us. Please join us in this movement. Do not be the process, rather be part of the process. Until next week, brothers and sisters, remain safe.